cold. It's about 3 degrees and the wind chill is taking it down to -3 according to AccuWeather, and it feels like it too. The forecast last night did say it was going to be cloudy all day, and we seem to have clear skies, so hopefully it will stop warming up later. We'll see how it goes. Good morning on day 5. We're walking today from Monesterio to Calsadilla de los Barros. It's about 27.5 kilometers. It's a pretty easy walk. Rolling hills, beautiful paths, coming through just slightly lightly wooded landscape again. The sun's trying to warm it up, but I think it's going to take a little while yet. The paths so far have been pretty good. Starting to get a little bit of, well, you can see off to the left here, starting to get a little bit of mud, some water lying on the surface, but nothing to worry about yet. So we'll see how we do with accommodation. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. There's a couple of interesting things going on with the accommodation on the route at the moment. So just want to get a few more kilometers under my belt before I stop and think about that. Boy, it is windy, and the path fortunately is very dry. In the rain, apparently this just turns into a bit of a quagmire, but we seem to be getting nice dry paths. It's quite stony though, so it's making the walking a little bit more, you can feel it a little bit more under your feet. But overall, it's been a beautiful day, but yeah, the wind, that's all I'm gonna say. It's terribly windy, but I've moved the microphone a little closer, so hopefully you can hear me. I said I'd talk about the accommodation conundrum that there is at the moment on the Via de la Plata. And it comes from both sides, both from the locals and the accommodation available, but also from the pilgrim side. So firstly, I guess the Via de la Plata has been a low traffic pilgrimage for many years now. Even at the moment, there are just a couple of thousand pilgrims who complete the whole route from Seville to Santiago. So this section is very low traffic. The accommodation available historically has been more than sufficient to meet the needs of those people who were walking. And, the towns are small. The number of beds in a lot of the places have been small. Some towns don't have any albergues, some towns don't have any other accommodation available, but it's been okay. The walk is becoming more popular, and as it becomes more popular, it starts attracting larger groups, larger numbers of people, obviously. So we have a situation at the moment where there's definitely a group of German pilgrims, 12 of them, who are doing the walk at the moment. And I'm constantly hearing rumours of another group. I haven't seen anything like that personally, but I have seen the Germans, the German group. The challenge is that these numbers are putting quite a bit of strain on the available accommodation at the moment. The German group is walking to Merida, so it's not going to be the whole route. But in this section, where there's been a very fine balance between the number of people walking and the available accommodation, that strain is really showing. So today, for example, I'm ending the stage at Calsadilla de los Barros, but I've had to book a place in Zafra. So I've actually decided I'm going to stay there 2 nights. I will take a taxi back to Calsadilla, and I will then walk that stage tomorrow just with my little backpack. Another lady that I've been walking with and talking to is actually doing the same thing as well, so we're going to share a taxi later. On the other side, it has to be realised that running an albergue is not a small operation. It's a very low margin kind of work. You either have to own an existing property, rent an existing property, there's a capital outlay, and the numbers of pilgrims, the numbers of hikers are just not enough for someone to potentially take that risk in some of these smaller places. So until that balance is struck, where there are enough people walking, but also enough people who have the means to start a business that is catering to the pilgrims, I think we're going to see some strain and, some frustration. There's not really anything anyone can do about it at the moment, but the frustration is there. I think we're going to see that for the next couple of years, maybe. The challenge and the problem is, of course, I'm just personally pushing the problem into the next town because I'm taking a taxi and I'm going to stay somewhere. So I'm actually taking a room from the next town already, which just exacerbates the problem, I guess. I don't know what the answer is. Does there need to be a little bit of a step up from local government? But again, these things cost money. And it's the people around here who live and work around here who have to pick up that cost ultimately until such time as the numbers actually make it worth it. It's a big challenge, but the beauty of this walk is how quiet it is. And seeing the numbers increase and increase to a point where it loses, in this 5 days that I've walked it, the absolute charm and beauty of it and the solitude would be a great shame. There's no easy answer for this. Really is no easy answer. And there we have our first view of Calsadilla de los Barros. As I said, you can see that some of these places are pretty small. I'll wait there for Sandra and then we'll take a taxi on. I'll be back here tomorrow, don't worry. Good morning on day 6 of the Via de la Plata. Yesterday when I arrived in Calsadilla, I jumped on the bus, which was like €1.30, and today I'm actually doing the walk in reverse. So I'm going to walk from Zafra back to Calsadilla, and then I'll jump on the bus again and come back. Originally I'd thought I would get a taxi, but I was like, why pay for a taxi when I can just walk? So here we are, walking backwards. As you can probably see, I'm still in the center of Mérida, and already I've had 2 people stop me to tell me that I'm going the wrong direction. It's absolutely delightful. This is one of the things that I love about the Camino. There are just so many people watching out for you. Anyway, off we go. It's supposed to be a good day. It's supposed to be an easy walk. You cross the road and not get killed. So we'll see how it goes. I did pack my waterproofs just in case, but apparently there is no rain forecast, so we'll see. It's been quite entertaining actually. I'm about 8 kilometers in now. I'm not rushing, but I've just passed probably about the first 15, 16 people, all walking in the opposite direction obviously. And every single one of them stopped and asked me why I'm walking in the wrong direction. So I was just explaining that I stopped in Zafra, etc. But yeah, it's a slightly different experience because obviously you are walking the opposite direction. So firstly, I did have to pay a bit more attention than normal to the signs because they're obviously designed to be seen and to be pointing in one particular direction rather than the opposite. So a couple of them have been round a corner. Obviously I've got the GPX tracks as well, so that's fine. And it's not a difficult route. But everyone that you might normally only see, say, at the beginning or the very end of a stage. I've just bumped into everyone that I've met previously and just had a little chat and a quick catch up. So it's a nice feeling. That little Camino family stuff is starting to come through again. The path is, today it's very good. It's sort of mud track, a very wide mud track. But I've been told by one of the couples that I met that further down the track there's a couple of places that are a little bit wet and difficult to cross. And I didn't actually bring my poles with me today, but I also haven't got the backpack, so I should be fine. But I can imagine that in wet weather this path would be treacherous. You would be absolutely slogging through the mud here. But today we're okay. Forecast for the next couple of days, in fact by Friday they're forecasting up to 28, 29 degrees. So I definitely think my sun umbrella is going to be getting some use. But the forecast, and it is a forecast, not a guarantee, the forecast is that the following week it will drop down again to sort of low mid-20s, which is a bit more bearable. Anyway, on we go in the wrong direction, and hopefully I'll be there in about 2.5 hours. I'm not rushing, but you know, no dawdling either. Conversations today that have taken place online and also in person as I've been walking past the other pilgrims just got me thinking about something that I've observed over the last 5 days on this hike. Okay, 5 days is not a lot, but it's enough to notice some things. One thing that has struck me is just how much more prepared and efficient the people on the Via della Plata are compared to the Camino Frances specifically. For many people, the Camino Frances is their first experience of long distance hiking. It's their first experience of a Camino in Spain. It's their first experience of albergues. But here on the Via della Plata, everyone seems to have a level of walking experience. And it just makes people more efficient, more unflappable. There's a lot more take it or leave it, just deal with what happens. It's actually personally I'm finding it very relaxing. It takes a little bit of the stress out of your day. You're not having to worry that someone is going to go bed racing or anything like that. I mean, there are problems with accommodation, as I said yesterday, but everyone in the group, everyone just seems to go, you know what, there's going to be a solution, and just gets on with it. It's really good fun. It's making for a very different experience. there is Calsadilla on the horizon from the other side. All good. I'm not sure anything's open still, but I've got about an hour and a half to wait for the bus back now. So I shall just rest. As always, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like, hype and subscribe. It really helps small channels like mine to grow and get discovered.